Hey guys, I've been working on videos recently and writing for the YouTube channel NerdSync when my friend Amanda from the channel Fandom Matters included me in a collab tag called 3 Reasons to Watch. The challenge is simple. I attempt to convince you that a particular TV show from 2017 is worth your time in just 3 talking points. And it so happens that I just wrapped up catching up with a pretty big TV show from last year, and I had a lot of fun watching it. So this video is for all those who haven't yet spent a weekend with Mike, Will, Lucas, Dusty, and the rest of the Hawkins gang in the weird, wild world of Stranger Things 2. This video is mainly for those who haven't yet watched Stranger Things 2 on Netflix, so have no fear, no spoilers here. Heck, I'll do you one better, I won't even spoil the first Stranger Things for you. Yeah, I know, you're very welcome. Reason number 1, the very first scene. Throughout this video, I'm referring to the second season of Stranger Things as Stranger Things 2 instead of Stranger Things Season 2, and that is for a reason. More so than any other TV show I can think of, this 9-chapter series is a sequel to this 8-chapter series, as opposed to just a seasonal continuation. It features a time jump, it puts the characters in different places, physically and emotionally, and a brand new antagonist lies at the center of its story. Stranger Things 2 is a sequel, and in sequels, you've gotta mix it up. Maybe you raise the stakes, maybe you switch out the cast, or maybe you expand your universe. Stranger Things 2 doesn't waste any time and gives us an unforgettable opening sequence. It's completely divorced from the rest of the series, giving us a completely new set of characters in a completely different place and time. Completely. But in one fell swoop, we see a very familiar visual cue, and the status quo is blown sky high. Suddenly, the world that has come to define Stranger Things gets a whole lot bigger, and for a majority of the series, we're left with this one sequence and the major implications that come with it. I think it's a pretty brilliant move, because we're immediately given so many questions and mysteries, which is a fundamental part of the Stranger Things viewing experience. But these questions aren't urgent, we don't need to know the answers right now. They're just part of the universe that Stranger Things 2 is building, and before you can get caught up in the cold open, we're brought back to Hawkins, Indiana, back to home base, and the main story begins. It pulls us in, gives us a taste of what's to come, and shows that the first adventure was just the beginning. Now that's how a sequel hooks an audience. Reason number 2, character-driven conflict. Great stories are nothing without great characters, and the Stranger Things franchise is an excellent example of this principle. Sure, this might be a pretty stunning production with beautifully designed supernatural horror and twists and turns throughout the story, but wouldn't anyone even, care without an ensemble as strong as the residents of Hawkins, Indiana? I'm pretty sure they wouldn't. You may have heard terms like Demogorgon and Upside Down tossed around the general hype surrounding Stranger Things, but preceding those terms are names like Will Byers, Steve Harrington, and, of course, Eleven. Stranger Things featured a great lovable cast, so with the sequel, the filmmakers got a whole lot more personal. Not like that, though. That's weird. Trauma is a strong recurring theme. Pretty much every returning character is still coping with the events that defined the first Stranger Things. And since 2 only takes place 1 year later, this trauma hovers over the town like an all-seeing eye, driving a large majority of the inter-character conflict. The motivations and perspectives of each member of the Hawkins gang is forever changed. One character is much more parental than he used to be, another is assertive and aggressive instead of injured and submissive like last time, and it's all contextual and comprehensive. It makes sense. A lot of what we see in Stranger Things 2 revolves around these residents bumping baggage with each other, and it's natural, understandable, and incredibly performed. Seriously, this cast is remarkable. The Upside Down might be what sets Stranger Things apart from its contemporaries, but the real soul of its storytelling comes from the people on the right side up. That's what it's called, right? The right side up. If they're the Upside Down, are we the right side up? Or maybe we're in the real Upside Down. I mean, yeah, probably. Have you checked the news? Reason number 3, Mad Max Mayfield. Alright, so my previous 2 reasons for watching Stranger Things 2 were overwhelmingly positive, and let's be real, if I didn't really like the show, I probably wouldn't be attempting to convince you to watch it. obviously. But I don't think every reason to watch a piece of media should be 100% favorable all the time. I like to think that we can learn something about storytelling from our binge watching, our movie going, our game playing, anything like that. And as a wise master once said, failure is the greatest teacher. Stranger Things 2 is not a perfect show, and some of that can be attributed to one of the series' new regulars, Maxine Mayfield. Now, don't get me wrong, Max herself is a great addition to the cast, and definitely a positive reason to watch the show. She brings a unique energy to the friend group. She's down to earth and unamused by the boys' general nonsense. Like imagine if, the central party in Stranger Things was, a team of fantasy novel writers, and Max is, their editor. Hurry it up, get your head out of the clouds, quit spending all of your time naming every single monster, and get on with the story. I don't actually think editors are, that mean. I'm just, you get my point, though. Max isn't the problem. Her journey, on the other hand, is just a fascinating example of stumbled storytelling. Max is an inconsistent character. There's a large dissonance between where she takes the story and where the story takes her. I don't personally like where the writers took her, but it's more than that. It's as if it's like Max herself wouldn't agree that her experience matches up with her personality. As somebody who loves telling stories and wants to become better at telling them, I took this poorly written journey and I turned it into a learning experience. Apart from the overall series message, which is, don't go out at night during the 1980s. That's why Max, in her entirety, good and bad, is one of my reasons for watching the show. Max is a great character and a wonderful addition to the cast. Sadie Sink is awesome. But learning from a piece of art's weakest link is, to me, almost as rewarding as enjoying its strongest. Plus, I don't want to give you the impression that this show is perfect. It's not. I don't want to set you up for disappointment like that. Stranger Things 2 taught me that a character's purpose and a character's personality need to be in sync. Otherwise, you're ditching consistency for a character objective that doesn't do justice by the character, nor the objective. So watch Stranger Things 2, enjoy its highs, and understand its lows. Honestly, I hope someone who's never experienced the show will watch this video and give it a go. But realistically speaking, I realize that most people who would come across this channel have already seen Stranger Things 2, so to you, I would suggest a rewatch. And give that one episode a second chance. You know which one I'm talking about. Maybe you'll like it the second time around. Special thanks to Amanda from Fandom Matters for including me in the tag, and until next time, I'm gonna get back to work. I'll see you soon.